Hi, George here again. Last time we talked, I encouraged you to go back and look at, or drop down and look at the video of the Josh and Jen Swagel story because they're kind of, I mean, they are the guys that created this thing. They started it. They made it happen. Uh, Today, I want to tell you, and I hope you did that. And if you didn't, go back, and if you didn't get that email or didn't look at it, well, type into this address that this email came from to me, and I'll send it directly to you so you can watch that. It's real critical. It was for me. It was the reason that really convinced me what this was all about. Now, when you put your name in, and you may have been just flipping through the computer, you may have been searching for CBD oil, not sure how you got there. In my case, someone called me that I respected, Mike Klingler, and I'll tell you about him another time. He's a great leader that I'm working with. But he encouraged me, and I went in and put it in, and I knew what I was, somewhat what I was looking for. But you may have done it just put it in, and suddenly you might have been at work, or you might have been with the kids, or you might have been at church, or wherever you were looking at your phone, and you put it in, and suddenly you're looking at four or some videos. We call it the video tour, and and you watched a little, or you watched a little of each one, or maybe you didn't watch any. Uh, the biggest question that I had when I first saw this, I could sense it was good. I saw the who Josh and Jenna were, and I wanted to know more. And I knew those four videos were there. It's a new format, a little bit different from when I first saw it, but it's a great format. It's really well presented. Uh, I didn't know how to get back to it, and I began to ask questions. And I called into our corporate support. And anyway, long story short, I finally found what you're seeing on the screen right here. This landing page, this page, it's myhempworksspot.com. And miracle of all miracles, if you put the email address in that you did when you first entered into this, if you don't remember that, it's probably the email right up here that this came from, the email that I sent this to you on. That should work. And you put it right here above me where it says email here, and there'll be a spot below here where I've actually got a link, my email, myhempworkspot.com. I finally memorized that address because I was so desperate. And I went in a number of times and watched the four different tutorials or tour. And it's Josh, the guy that laid in bed and looked at the ceiling and dreamed this whole thing up and then shared it with Jenna, and they tweaked it how to make it way better than any other program that ever been around, how to pay out 85%, how to all the pieces. And it's Josh in the flesh, so to speak, talking you through that. And that impressed me as well, because here's the real guy, not some CEO that a guy wrote a script and said, go tell them this, and this is how Billy Bob that's no longer here started or something. This is the real deal. These are the real kids, as I call them, that created it in their head, laid in bed and stared at the ceiling until they figured it out. And he's telling us the first one is about the company, how it happened, what it's all about, what its purpose is, why it's made my daily choice that gives us multiple product lines and continues to create those. And some companies add in product lines just to be adding them in, and then you got so much stuff you don't know what to do with it. Not these guys. I mean, these are connected together. The mantra line, the CBD oil line. Anyway, uh, I mean, they started this business on a handful of little sprays that we still have. They got to 10 million with just the sprays, and those sprays can be bought nearly anywhere in the world right now, and they still work. They're really, really good. And then the travel, and then the mantra, and then the oil, so he tells that story, how that happens. The second one's about the products, and he goes through in a lot of detail about all the products. The third one is about how he is teaching you how he set it up for you to make money. Pretty much lays it out. Here's what you need to do. There's some additional trainings, but it's just kind of a tutorial on how money is made in this company and the 8 different ways to get paid. And then the last one is if you actually decided to do it, It's how you do it. I mean, you can actually go down that screen and at the bottom click, and you're an affiliate. Uh, but nothing to force you to make that decision now. But I just want you to know that those four pieces of the puzzle are there by just putting your email in, and the screen will be brought up again right below you here, and then you can click in there, put in your email. It'll take you to those four, or you can just type in my HempWorks spot, spot.com, and HempWorks is HEMPWORX, like it says here at the top of the screen above this young lady. I wanted you to know that because that maybe you've already figured it out. Maybe you've already gone and looked, but I couldn't figure it out, and I kept trying to get that information. So here it is. Put your email in. You're back there. Watch those. Really watch them. Watch them more than once and understand it. There's also, I think, some, depending on which page you get to, there's some testimonials of various people that have actually started with, some cases, with nothing and worked their way up. And this business was designed to allow that to happen too. It's good for the heavy hitters. It's good for the people that are just getting started without any money. It's a pretty amazing thing they've created. So let Josh explain all that to you. Obviously, you probably figured out by now I can explain it, but it'd probably take me five years to tell you all that. He tells it very concisely. And the good news about that is, if you did decide to get in, he tells the next guy about it too. He's already got that all figured out, and we don't have to learn all that or be able to tell the story or dance around the room as good as he can. So go look at Josh, tell you about the business, tell you about the company, tell you about the products, tell you how you make money, and then finally tell you how you would actually apply that and get into the business. And then we'll talk on the next one, and I'll tell you about some of the other leaders between Josh and Jenna and Mike Klingler and Robin Lynn and me and Sandy, and where you would fit into that picture. We'll talk about all that. I hope that this is helping you. I hope it's stuff that you're interested in. Just trying to tell you what I needed to figure out for me to make that decision. And if you've got any questions, shoot them to me in an email, and we'll get some communication going. But I really appreciate you walking through this with me and looking at these things. It could change your life, and it could change a lot of other lives. I see that happening all around me right now, and I'm excited to be part of it and to be soaking in all that this phenomenal line of leaders that are right with us, that are able to show us. And they can do that for you too, and we will. So take a look, read the rest of this email, click on that, and we'll get back together the next time and talk a little bit more about the next piece. Have a great evening. Thank you.